I'm really happy about this. I am so glad that I have finally published the book about my research into shota comics, and it is called Impossibly Cute Boys, The Healing Power of Shota Comics in Japan, and it is out now. You can get it on Amazon. So what is it? Well, it is my research, basically. I have studied shota for over 10 years, but most recently in the form of a PhD and in the form of fieldwork that I conducted in Japan in 2023. So basically I associated with a lot of people who liked shota. I interviewed them, I handed out questionnaires, I participated in the local doujinshi culture, that is the culture of self-published comics. And this is what came out on the other side. So this is a compilation of everything that I learned. A little bit about the book. It begins with the history of shota, because the thing is, shota is so under-researched. So this is the first book in English about shota. And therefore I thought that it's important to give some context. So that's why I map the history of shota and shota expressions, and how this genre of erotic comics emerged in Japan in the 1980s. And that is quite interesting reading, because shota's history is so tumultuous. And then I continue with my findings, which make up for the bulk of this book. And I divide my findings in 4 chapters. Ideal boys, ideal pasts, shared desires, and real boys. And maybe you can understand a little bit about what these findings are about. And what's important to mention here is that my findings actually challenge previous research, mainly in 2 areas. First of all, who the readers of shota are, because there are assumptions about that which do not match what I realized in this research. And second, how shota fans think about attraction to actual people compared to attraction to fictional characters. There are new findings in that area, which I will leave to you to find out when you read this book. So, in the third part, reflections, I reflect and I formulate a theory of play to understand these interactions with shota that my research participants talked about. And I also formulate what you could call a philosophy of boy worship. You will have to read the book in order to understand that, but it is not as complicated as it sounds, and I think that shota in a way reflects how we function as human beings. So although shota is quite a small genre, it is also so extreme that it can be seen as a case study of how humans work and how we think about virtualities. It sounds complicated, but I write in a very accessible and passionate way, so don't worry, it will all be very clear when you read it. I also added a bonus chapter where I describe the scandal that I was subject to in August 2022 when my research went viral in the UK, and I was actually expelled from my university as a result. That means that I started this research within a PhD program, but I finished it, I completed it as an independent scholar, and I did my fieldwork unfunded or self-funded. I lived on my savings. So that's why it feels good now that everything is out there and that I have finished this project. But I continue, and there will be more to come, but this is a good start. The book is available on Amazon, and I think that you will gain from it. You will find it very interesting, even if you don't know what shota is. And if you know what shota is, it's a must-buy. You have to read this book because it is your culture that is described there. Oh yeah, one more thing. Books from university presses are usually quite expensive. For example, this book that I wanted to buy, The Color of Desire, it is priced at €30 for the Kindle version, €45 for the hardback. And that's a lot of money. Also, Nagayama Kaoru's book, Erotic Comics in Japan, which I used a lot. I love that book. But it costs €187 at the moment. And I think the only reason for that is that university presses want university libraries to buy their books. And so academics can borrow them at the university library. But ordinary people can't do that. And I don't think that's fair. And that's why I've decided to price this book at €19.99 or $19.99 throughout Europe, almost all of Europe, and North America, so that you can get it. If you order it today, you will probably receive it tomorrow. And what can I say? It's hard to express how much I love this book. Ever since I got my own physical copies, I start reading a little bit in it and I can't stop because it is so captivating. I don't know if that's only me or if you will feel the same way, but I think that it's a well-written and it's a thrilling book. So if you like it and if you don't like it, write a review on Amazon and let more people find it that way. Buy it today. That's the only thing I have to say, so take care and have a good day.